delivery app.
Start your morning with Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Parents in Hamilton County once again are getting used to the idea of another school year where the kids are sometimes at school and sometimes at home. A good time for us to have a conversation with Scotty Summerlin, who is with EPB, and Rachel Emond, who is with Hamilton County School System. Good to see you both.
Thanks for having us, Julie.
Who would have ever thought last year that we'd be talking once again this year about the need to help students in Hamilton County have access to the internet, but that's where we are, and thank goodness it exists. Rachel, you're seeing the need continue.
Absolutely. Last year through our HCS EdConnect program, we enrolled over 14,000 students in the program. So they're currently receiving completely free Wi-Fi through the school system from EPB, and we have plenty of families left who are still eligible that can sign up this year.
I think it's fascinating to me, Scotty, that, I mean, first of all, well, you and I remember when there was no internet.
Right, yes.
We remember when we got it and people, some had it and some didn't. But now this dependency that we have on it, and when Chattanooga was dubbed the gig city however many years ago, and EPB was right there to keep our broadband strong, who would have thought we'd see this day coming where, thank goodness, you've got it available for people?
Well, the reason we're able to have this program is because we have our 100% fiber optic community network, and that was back in 2009. So we had the infrastructure in place. So when COVID hit, our superintendent and our elected officials and our public and private partners decided we've got to do something to help these students who are now having to go to school online. So we came up with HCS EdConnect, powered by EPB, and it is internet at no charge to families in need for up to 10 years, as long as they continue to be eligible for the program. It also includes a Wi-Fi router, it includes tech support, it includes educational resources, and it's the fastest internet you can get for a school program. The upload and download speeds are symmetrical, which is huge.
What does that mean?
It means that you can upload and download at the same speed.
Oh, wow.
Really fast. And there's no data cap.
So that's good for kids who are using Zoom.
Yes.
Or parents who are using Zoom. It means that they're going to be able to, stream content quickly and not necessarily have to wait for it. No delays while they're waiting to access whatever online content it is that they're looking for.
So you were also both telling me that because it is something you're eligible for those 10 years, provided the need is there, it's not restrictive just to the individual student and his or her schoolwork. This is internet to be used for parents, for their employment needs, job searches, students, I guess, because right now, if you're in Tennessee and you're learning virtually, you're not really learning virtually, right? School's not going on. Not to get political, but that's how it's working, right?
Correct. Yep.
So my children were just quarantined at home as of Thursday, and they tested negative, thankfully. But you still have to access the resources, even if you're not in school virtually. So yes, this internet service is for the students to do whatever type of educational need they have, but also for their families, that they can use it to apply for jobs, they can use it for healthcare. And the part of being the symmetrical speeds and the no data caps is that everybody can be online at the same time, working, going to school, looking for a job, talking to a doctor about COVID or anything else.
Those no data caps, it's hard to believe that once upon a time we lived with X amount of data that we could use every month. We couldn't possibly function now if we had that going on.
This is the most comprehensive program in the entire country. We have won lots of awards, lots of national recognition. Other cities look at Chattanooga as being one of the #1 cities in the country of closing the digital divide, and looking at our model to see how we did it so they can replicate it, because it looks like this whole virtual education,
it's not quite over yet.
It's not really going anywhere. It's been an adventure.
Even in non-COVID years, kids have to do homework online, so that's a big focus as well. We've effectively, with this program, closed the homework gap for students who before might have been going to places like the public library or a local restaurant or places that currently aren't open right now. Even having to just go to a friend's house, they might not necessarily have to worry about that as much anymore, because of this program.
So you were telling me too that it's very easy for families to sign on. All they really have to do is contact their child's school?
Exactly. So our eligible families are going to be families who are already enrolled in free and reduced lunch. Everyone is enrolled in free and reduced lunch technically this year, but you can still actually apply so that you are receiving all kinds of benefits from the school system, including free Wi-Fi through HCS EdConnect. It also includes families who are receiving SNAP benefits from the state of Tennessee. But if you have any questions about eligibility, you can just call your child's school and they'll let you know if you're eligible or what you can do to become eligible. And they'll help you sign up as well. It's really quick, it's simple. They'll have a couple questions for you and send your information over to EPB, and then you'll give EPB a call. That's really it.
I might be setting you up, Scotty, so I'm sorry if I am, but you're relatively new in your tenure at EPB, but you were there to watch as all this happened in 2009 and this push
Yes.
for the 100% internet coverage was there. Do you sit in meetings sometimes and just kind of marvel at the thoroughness that the team brings to a challenge?
You know, I really marvel at all of Chattanooga, and I moved here in 1999, around the same time I think you moved here, and just to see all the changes over the last 20-something years with the aquarium and with the EPB gig internet and bringing all these entrepreneurs and artists to town, and now we're one of the #1 cities to work from home.
Right.
So it's really amazing how our city has come together, and it's the Chattanooga way, public-private partners to make Chattanooga what it is today.
Yeah, I mean, not to segue on a different path, but I know one thing I've said over the years, because we did come at the same time, is how purposeful the growth in Chattanooga has felt all these years. There was always thought behind it. And sometimes it was easy to sit on the sidelines and not know quite where the powers that be were going with that thought. None of us would have envisioned this experience that we're having, but thank goodness the infrastructure was put in place.
Yes.
And I hope it continues.
I'm very proud to live here, and especially with there's a lot of climate change right now, and having our 100% fiber optic grid that self-heals, and it prevents us from having power outages like they have in some place, because it clicks off and then the grid will get you back on, and it just locates that one spot where we have to go and roll a truck.
And then who knows where these students in Hamilton County are going to be logging on to their internet thanks to this program. And yes, they'll use it for now, but they might then look ahead to their futures and what they want to do for a living to continue the good.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what's so special about this program, is that it is an at-home connection. It's not something that is limited to what they can use it for. So they're treated just like any other EPB customer. If we have families who are experiencing any sort of delay at home, it's not working correctly, they can call EPB just like any other customer and receive support. So our student, what they can use it for, the possibilities are totally endless. They can use it to, fuel their creativity, find new things that maybe they're not learning about at school, and they've, just done a random Google search. All of those things that, are important to a child's development and becoming a young adult. It's really great that we're able to provide that.
So call your child's school if you are in need, and then they will direct you on how to get in touch with EPB, and then y'all get the router and the computer and all that to them.
The devices come from Hamilton County.
Yep, so if they need a computer or something, they should also let their child's school know that, but they should have already received one.
Okay.
And then the router and everything else comes from EPB.
All right. Thank you both so much.
Thank you,
Julie.
My grandfather taught me that a good name is more valuable than riches. That's why the name Wedemark Keith stands for honesty.